What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Smell What Coop is Cooking. On today's episode, I only have 3 words for you. Beer, can, chicken. Let's go. Here's all the delicious aromatics and herbs that I'm going to be using to put onto this chicken. I've got some flat leaf parsley, I've got some rosemary, oregano, and thyme. Also got a lemon that I'm going to be slicing up. This is going to be going all over the chicken. And I've got some garlic cloves that we're going to be crushing up here. And this is also going to be going on our chicken. Once your herbs are all chopped up, put them inside of a mixing bowl, but set aside about a half a cup of this, you guys. We're going to be using this a little bit later on the recipe. Got my garlic cloves peeled. I'm going to go ahead and throw these inside of my garlic crusher and break these down. Into my mixing bowl of herbs, I'm going to go in with an entire container of already softened, pure Irish butter. I'm going to dump all my garlic cloves in as well. And with my plastic spatula, I'm going to start folding in this herbs and garlic into this butter. This is going to create a nice compound butter for us that we can use to put around our entire chicken. Once it's done, I'm not going to do anything too fancy to it. I'm just going to whack it right back inside the container I got it out of. Next, I'm going to be making a dry rub for this chicken. For this dry rub, I'm going to be using lemon pepper seasoning, chili powder, paprika, onion powder, chicken spice rub, Zest Blend seasoning, black pepper, and rub sage. Once I got all those seasonings on my plate, I'm going to grab a fork and give it all a good mix. This chicken is going to be going on the grill, so for that we're going to be using our trusty dusty smoke box. I'm going to fill this wood box up with apple wood chips. This applewood smoke is going to give a really nice flavor to our chicken, and it's going to complement that fruited sour ale that we're using. Last but not least, I've got 1 lemon that I'm going to slice up here. This I'm going to be using to stick on the chicken once we get it all prepped up and ready to go for the grill. The beer that I'm going to be using for this beer can chicken is Wandering Abroad. This delicious fruity sour ale comes directly from our friends at Los Angeles Ale Works. Big shout outs and thank you guys for providing the beers for this recipe. I'm going to go ahead and crack this one open, pour out about a 1/4 cup. If you're of age, go ahead and drink that bad boy responsibly. But if not, take that 1/4 cup of beer. We're going to be using this inside of a liquid mixture that's going to be used to keep our chicken moist. For this liquid mixture, I have equal parts beer and orange juice. Now for my bird, I've already gone ahead and washed this bad boy up. I've cleaned it outside and inside. I've gotten out all the little innards and guts that usually come inside the chicken, took all those out, and now I'm gonna pat it dry. Now that I got my chicken all cleaned up and dried off, ready to go, I'm gonna take that compound butter that I made just a little bit earlier, and I'm gonna start rubbing this chicken down with it. Making sure I get everywhere, even underneath the skin and inside the bird. Now that my chicken has been coated with that compound butter, I'm going to start adding this dry chicken rub that we made earlier, and I'm going to use this to coat the entire chicken, and the butter is going to help this stick. Same principle with the butter. I want to make sure I'm getting this seasoning all over the bird, even underneath the skin. Now with that 1/4 cup of herbs that we retained from earlier, I'm going to use that to sprinkle all over the chicken with the same principle as the compound butter and that dry seasoning. I'm going to get it all over the chicken, even underneath the skin. Let's go ahead and get some more of that dry rub on this chicken. It's not going to hurt. All right, now let's start assembling this beer can chicken. into a disposable foil container. I'm gonna add my can of beer. Next, I'm gonna ever so gently take that chicken, sit its butt down directly on that can of beer, and make sure it's sitting up nice and tall. Rearrange the legs so they're not tucked underneath. Take your wings, fold those up, and tuck them inside of the legs. That way they don't come falling out of the bird. So I'm gonna take these lemon slices, and using toothpicks, I'm just gonna strategically place them all over the chicken breast, all over this bird, as many places as I can get it, to try to help lock in some of that moisture and add even more citrus flavor to this fruited sour ale that's coming out of this beer can and infusing into this chicken. With that liquid mixture that we made earlier, I'm gonna add just a little bit of that inside of my pan to prevent all of these seasonings and stuff that kind of fell off the bird from burning and drying out. Back outside on my propane grill, I'm gonna go ahead and move my grate, throw my smoke box down, and I've got this set up for my 2-zone cooking method. I'm gonna use the left side, which I have the flames completely turned all the way off. This is the side that my chicken's gonna go on. And the right side, I've got my burner turned up to about medium high to medium. This is what's gonna use to give us that heat that we're looking for without overcooking our bird too quickly, because we're gonna need this to cook for about 2.5 hours. And after 2.5 hours, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this chicken off the grill. Looking nice. Yeah, those lemons are a little charred, but that's all right. Those lemons are coming off. We've gotten our purpose out of those lemons. Don't need them anymore. Look how juicy that chicken is. You can see the juice just dripping from it. Once I got my lemons off, now for the hardest part of this beer can chicken, the dismount. Trying to get this chicken off without burning your hands or ruining the entire thing, spilling beer all over the place. Let's see if we can get it out. Ah, yes, we did. And there it is, beer can chicken. I'm gonna go ahead and let this rest on my cutting board for about 15 or 20 minutes to let all those juices inside reconstitute and give us a nice juicy piece of chicken all the way throughout. While my chicken is resting, I'm gonna take the drippings from inside of that tray. I'm gonna add that to my already preheated pan to start making a little bit of a pan sauce. To this pan sauce, I'm gonna add in some of that fruited sour ale beer that we use inside of the chicken, along with about a 1/4 cup of vegetable stock. And once this has reduced to half, I'm gonna go ahead and add in some of this compound butter that we made earlier, along with a little bit of flour. And I'm just gonna whisk to combine to start making this thick and finish our sauce. Add another couple pinches of herbs. It's not gonna hurt nobody. All right, now that my chicken is rested, let's go ahead and start breaking into this bird. Start with one of these wings right here. You guys know I gotta take one of these wings off. That skin is nice and crispy. I'm getting that smoke flavor on it from the 2-zone cooking method. But the inside of this bird is nice and tender, extremely juicy, and extremely flavorful from that fruited sour ale that we use that's infused inside of this bird. Let's go ahead and slice into the breast here. Nice and tender, nice and juicy. Got an incredible flavor from all those seasonings we put on, along with this delicious Wandering Abroad. Slice it up a little bit. Take this pan sauce that we made, and I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of that on top of my chicken, because I gotta get a taste of this, you guys. Gotta go ahead and get a little scoop for Coop. Look at that nice, juicy chicken with that delicious pan sauce we just made. Oh, this is incredible, you guys. One of the most fire chickens I've ever made. So you guys need to definitely try this recipe out. You guys can use whatever kind of beer you want. But today, remember that we use a beer coming directly from Los Angeles Ale Works. And as always, you know I don't steer you guys in the wrong direction. This beer is fire. This chicken is fire. And together, you can't go wrong with this perfect combination. There you have it, you guys. Beer can chicken. Shout out to the fine folks at Los Angeles Ale Works for providing the beers used in this recipe today. Check them out.
Check out this recipe. Let me know how you guys like it. Let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with a friend or foe. You already know. And we'll catch you right back here next week for another episode of Smell What Coop is Cooking.